in this video we are going to cover some shoulder mobility drills and also a few shoulder activation drills, okay? So all of these things are meant to help you not only get into a better overhead position, but also maintain that good overhead position with the activation drills. So you can just increase that muscle, those muscle groups that you're using, not only to get into the position, but hold it there once you have the weight over your head. So this first drill that we are going to go over is called a shoulder clock. So for this one, you're going to get down on the floor. You're going to go on your side and bring your knees all the way up into your chest to about a 90-degree bend. And then you're going to put your hands together like this. From here, you're going to reach that top hand forward and then slowly try to move the top hand all the way around your head, reaching the whole time. Flip your hand halfway. Right about here, you'll hit that good chest and thoracic stretch, and then all the way to your butt and all the way back around. The key here to make sure that you're not cheating is to keep your knees together and don't let them open as you go to move around the circle. So all the way around and back is 1 rep, and I want you guys to try 10 on each side. Alright guys, this next one is a banded lat stretch. So what you're going to need for this one is a pretty thick band and then just anchor it up high somewhere. A pull-up bar works great, so if you have one of those, use that. And then from here, what you're going to do is put it on the back of your hand, and then you're going to just grab the rest of the band with your whole hand. And then what you're trying to do with this one is create like a C with your body from this hand all the way to this same foot. Okay, so what you're going to do is just basically push your weight back into your heels, like almost like a hinge position. And then you're going to take that same foot and reach it across your body so that you're making that big curve. And you just want to completely relax into this movement. So don't try to pull it down, just relax it. And you should feel that good stretch all the way down, all the way into your ribs. You can either just hold this for like a minute on each side, or you can kind of like rock in and out like this, and you can even add a little bit of rotation to it by turning your palm upward once you're in that position, just to make it a little bit more intense. Alright guys, this next one's really tough, so don't get discouraged by it, but it's called an RNT overhead, single arm overhead squat technically. So the RNT stands for reactive neuromuscular training. All that means is you are using a band to essentially make the problem worse so that it forces your body to use that opposite muscle group, which in this case is the back of our shoulder. So that's what we're trying to activate when we do this drill and when we're holding weight over our head. So we're mimicking those same muscle groups that need to be working well when we're lifting overhead with this drill. So what you're going to do is just get it anchored up somewhere about shoulder height is probably good. And then you're going to put it on the back of your hand like this. Get into a good distance where it's not so intense that like you can't get it up and over your head, but you also don't want to be too close that you're just kind of cheating, right? So you want to have a little bit of a challenge here, so you're pulling back on the band just enough to get a little resistance there. Hold it there, and then you're going to drop down into your overhead squat as you hold it there. Just like so. This is a tough one, like I said, so try to get about 10 on each side if you can, and use that before you do some of those overhead lifts. Alright guys, this next one is a TYW drill. So what you're going to do is get down on the floor for this one, and then you're going to roll your thumbs up towards the ceiling and move through those 3 positions. And the goal there is to try to move through the 3 positions and then straight into the next rep, to try to get a little bit of muscular endurance there and like working that upper back area so it's nice and active and warmed up before you add actual weight to it. Okay, so I'm going to show you. So you're going to get down on the floor, stomach down, hands straight out to the side, and then try to roll up your thumbs if possible. If that feels too uncomfortable, you can do it palms down, but I think this makes it a little bit better. And you're going to just lift them about 2 inches from the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades down and back. Make sure that you're not all up here in your shoulders and your ears, right? You want to hold them down and back. And then as you transition to the Y, same thing. Hold them down and back. Don't just shrug up. And then squeeze those elbows down into the W, and you're getting that good lat activation there. So it's T, Y, squeeze down into the W. T, Y, squeeze down into the W. And after you do about 10 to 15 of those in a row, you should be feeling that good burn up in that upper back area. guys, last one. This one is a shoulder external rotation exercise, okay? So there's a million different ways to do external rotation. This is just one of our favorites. The purpose of this is to warm up your rotator cuff, get some blood flow to that rotator cuff, because that is the job of stabilizing the shoulder joint in the socket, right? So you want your rotator cuff to be active before you go and just lift weight overhead super fast, right? Because that's its job, is to control everything, keep it nice and stable, okay? So this is gonna help you with that. So what you're gonna do is get one leg out, one leg bent. You're gonna balance your elbow right on that same knee. And the most important thing is to squeeze your shoulder blade down and back and hold it there. As you come down, you wanna keep that shoulder in that down and back position. Go really slow down. Don't let this start to happen, right? Keep it back and then fast up, and try to think about pulling the weight up from the back side of your shoulder. So right here is where you wanna feel that working as you pull it up, okay? So slow down, fast up. And I want you guys to go ahead and do like 2 to 3 sets of 10 of these, depending on what weight. This is a 5-pound that I have. That's probably the max that I would have anybody use. If you have 2.5-pound plates, that's probably even a little bit more appropriate for this one, because this is a tiny muscle group, so it does fatigue pretty quick. So please give those a try. If you do a lot of overhead lifting, this is definitely gonna help you. It's gonna make a big difference in how your shoulders feel when you're lifting overhead, and just in general, like how sore they feel after, all of that, right? So this is gonna help, not only with the position, but like with maintaining that position over time, so it's not like a struggle every day. Back to square one, back to ground zero, right? So give these drills a try. If you guys are local, please let us know if you're having any issues with your overhead position or pain overhead. We would love to check you out in person and give you help to make sure that you are doing these right, make sure that they're appropriate for what you have going on specifically. So do not hesitate to reach out to us, and we'd love to help you.